What is up, passport bros of the world? I have a special announcement for you all. I have a once in a lifetime, limited time apology to make to you guys. Well, I don't know if I should apologize because I've never spoken a word about Argentina. I've never even thought of a place called Argentina. I mean, this is the only country in the world where the topic is always related with my community, that he escaped here and he's in. A lot of Germans, they say, came out here and they escaped. Hold on, it's freezing cold. Let me put these fucking pants on. Yeah, they say they say that Argentina, well, after World War II, Argentina was filled with a bunch of Germans who were seeking refuge from everything that was going on back then. And I thought it was meme. I thought it was a meme. I've never YouTube the land Argentina. I've never watched a video from Argentina. I don't know anything about it besides Messi was my neighbor for a bit in Sunny Isle. And I know he's Argentinian, but he had like a growth defect. He's like a short guy and he took growth hormone. He like legally took growth hormone. That's all I knew about it, which is interesting, right? Because I've always been a guy who's very against growth hormone, because you got to remember in my heydays, in my peaking days, um, all my buddies and I hated the idea that it takes a year to see results, taking a second mortgage on the house type of hormone, which I hate that we even call growth hormone a hormone. It's something so much different, and it's something that should never be hyped up. Like there's like a lot of guilt I have with talking about certain things that humans take, and it's like a lot of young guys watching me, they think, oh, that's the thing I have to, like, for example, I think I've done ketamine like 3 times in my life, and I talk about it in a funny way, but I don't say that I've only done it like 3 times in 30 fucking years. So nobody actually knows. So when I say make a joke on ketamine, all the young guys that watch me immediately go, "Yo, that's the party droid. That's what I'm gonna do." Zherka does that. He's looks like he's having fun. It's like, bro, you've never seen a clip of me taking horse tranquilizer and having fun. It's a lie you've made in your head. Okay, right? I never lie about this stuff. Okay, I was more into the cocoa. I was more into other stuff. So I always got to start these calls. Anytime I say a hormone or whatever, I always got to give the disclaimer that I'm not that familiar with it. Like back in my day, I think I tried horse tranquilizer 3 times. And, you can ask me, was it a fun experience? You don't remember. So obviously, anything you don't remember is not fun, dude. But yeah, I'm really against this kind of stuff where it's like, just because you hear me joke about something in a Twitter comment section, don't think I'm actually on shit. I tell you I always tell people if I'm on something. And because I'm very liberal for experimentation, I'm super liberal when it comes to humans enhancing themselves. Not the wrong way. I mean, there's the right way. Like I always say, a man who doesn't, I know he probably don't like me because I didn't go on the podcast, but Bradley Martin is a man who's just so intelligent, right? And I'm not saying this like I'm going back to America right now. I have so much other things to do, right? So I'm not hyping up no podcast right now. I'm not doing any of that, but I'm saying there are people that glorify me in the comment sections and they go, "Oh, Zherka shit," and it's like, dude, if you're talking about old Zherka shit, that guy was a fucking dumbass. Look at someone like Bradley Martin. He took what? A bit of testosterone and changed his whole fucking life. Like He never overdosed. He never destroyed his body. He's been healthy his whole incarnation, and no one gives this guy credit. Nobody, everyone watches the guys who are dropping dead like flies, and we look at the wall. Rich Piana did this, so we're gonna do this, and it's like, dude, especially I'm at this point in my life where it's like, anytime I want to be super honest on these, because I think the most raw spaces and lives are when you're just telling the truth. Like, as much as you want to hate on Clav, because you saw him with a needle, a lot of people freaked out in that comment section. It's like, dude, he's telling the truth, right? Anyone who is in front of a camera telling the truth of what they're doing, that's respect. But it's also like, hey, man, why don't people like Bradley Martin get credit? Where it's like, he he went his whole life healthy, which is, how the fuck do you even do that? Because there are people who, they'll take a bit of testosterone, then they'll switch to trenbolone, they'll do this, they'll do that, and it's like, okay, dude, there's humans out there who, when they're liberal and enhance their bodies in some way, they take something. Like, for example, I don't like the guy, but I think he's intelligent in his own way. XQC, he enhanced with abusing Adderall. And it was so interesting to me that he's still doing it. Like, you see it in his eye. It's been what, 10 years? The guy's still on it. Like, there's no break periods. And it's kind of amazing, because I'm like, how do people stay on that long? Like, I've never understood, even in my party days, people think, oh, I'm just doing 7 days a week nonstop. And it's like, no, I remember taking weeks breaks from any stupid shit that I'll do to recover. But I was also getting a lot of the health scares, which back then I didn't know they're health scares. But if you have to call the ambulance, that's kind of like a health scare, right? And it's like, you're gonna go through life realizing people like Bradley Martin go under the radar for their use, because what happened to Bradley? He took a bit of what, testosterone, and became a millionaire. Like, how come he doesn't get that kind of credit? And the reason I start this whole call off with a disclaimer before I get into the Argentina stuff is, so it all has to do with this glorifying a comment section. Like, I made a drug joke in the comment section. I'm like, I'm like, dude, I made a joke, and now people think I'm on Molly. Like, what? And you don't realize this until you start seeing the kid fans. You see their little profile pictures, and you're like, dude, I love. People have supporters and followers. I have fans. So if I see one, you guys with your 10 followers and your bum ass Twitter account and your like adorable little face, and I'm like, damn, I can't even. I get why. Like, when I was making all those coke jokes on Twitch, it was funny. But right now, it's like, dude, there's someone out there convinced they have to go to some Lollapalooza drugged up. And it's like, no, you don't, bro. We had a couple beers. We had a blast. And I'm still liberal for experimentation. So I'm not saying it to be like that guy, but you can have a blast with a couple beers. 100%. And I know a lot of you guys don't want to hear that, but I have to, every call, every live stream, everything I do online has to be a lot more transparent, because this reckless way of living where it's like, I could imagine Zherka goes his whole life not doing ketamine, and he makes one joke about ketamine, and now 10, 20 kids are in a K-hole, which is weird. Americans don't know what a K-hole is. It's like, if you don't know what a K-hole is, you can die. Like, it's no joke. And it's like, when you walk through the world and you're like, man, I'm such a badass. I tell the truth. I have the best karma in the game. I have everything a man could ask for. And then you go, wait a minute. They're stupid. The people who watch me are stupid. I don't care if they're fans. Yeah, fans are the dumbest people in the universe. Anyone's fans are the dumbest people in the universe. So you have to always hammer it back in. It's like, I almost felt guilty. I'm like, I got to do an Argentina review. But I see this comment section, and this guy DMs me something where it's like, I could see that he cannot tell when I'm joking. And I'm like, it's so interesting, because usually you poke me 3 times and you'll get all of it out of me, especially on the guys at thezerkaofficial.com. They get even the stuff I don't want to talk about, they somehow get it out of me, right? When I'm in yapping mode. And so yeah, I got to remain grown up because I can't go 30 years with perfect karma without actually covering my steps. Because bro, there's been a time in my life where I'm like, I don't need to. These people, I don't owe them an explanation. And then you start to click on people's profiles when they DM you shit, and you're like, I've spent years just avoiding clicking. And I'm like, man, some of these people are retarded. Like if I make a heroin joke, they think I'm on heroin. So yeah, just gonna clarify that. I'm like, oh, this is a perfect time to explain to people because if I'm on a spaces, you can hear is like this nigga on Molly. This nigga had 2 beers, 3 beers, which is interesting because it's like alcohol fucking sucks. It was fun. I had my first empanada, 2 empanadas. It was good. I had a couple beers, had a great night with people I love, and I'm ready to give the Argentina review because I don't want to forget anything. I'll do this on a podcast too. I really want to go into Argentina because why I start today's spaces off with talking about drugs is because holy shit, do I respect the Argentinian people. I've never said this about any group. I talk shit about every group of people, which is interesting. Is like I'll defend Albanians, but when I'm in Albania, I like to trash my own place. I like to talk shit about my own country. I like to talk shit about anywhere I go that feels foreign to me. Because man, I don't know if it's just you guys, but the only home I've ever felt in the last 5 years was probably New York. That's the only 10 out of 10 visit I've ever had in my life. And people are like, but LA started you off and then Miami did this for you. And it's like, dude, I have to give you a normie review. I can't say if you want to see it like Zherka, what's the best city for Zherka? That's a different answer. If I gave that answer, I would help nobody here. Okay. And it does sound like I'm gonna overhype Argentina. So I want a big disclaimer. You shouldn't be missing this part of the spaces, right? Before you collect all your money and you want to go do stuff and you want to go with your passport bros and you want to zerka it up. And, I like meeting you guys. I like seeing that energy. That Albanian guy that I met that freaked out. He's like, what the fuck are you doing here? He's been here like 4 or 5 times. And I'm like, what the fuck? He gets it. Like, if you come back to the same country 4 to 5 times and you're just like some normie college student or whatever, you clearly have something you want to share with everyone, but you can't do it because he doesn't have a platform. I'm like, dude, I gotta amplify this kid's message. If a college student, it's his fourth, fifth time in Argentina. That's crazy, dude. That's insanity. That's like that speaks for itself for how great this place is. And remember, I've traveled the whole world. I've been to the weirdest places where I started with Tibet. And that took a long time to let China, I had to pull in favors from higher ups to get into Tibet. And it was Japan. It was so many places, so many cultural titan just giant spots in the world, energy spots where I've met mentors and friends. I've traveled the whole world, and for some reason there's no place like Argentina, man. There is no place on earth for a normie, like a genuine sick to their stomach, not these daytime normies. I'm talking about internet normies that are like, where the fuck is all the good energy in the world? And I'm like, I cannot believe that a place like Argentina has some of the most interesting energy. And I mean, like, I go meditate at the park to scope it out first, right? I'm not like you guys who just travel. When I travel, I soak up the land, the soil, the women, all of it. I want to experience the food, everything, right? And for me, I want an electric experience one day, maybe drugged out experience, maybe super sober experience, maybe 2 beers, but I want all of it. And I want to make a strong review because it could be dangerous what I'm going to say about Argentina. It's like, you don't understand, guys. You don't understand that the soil under your feet has energy for you, and different places, different power spots, depending on what part of your incarnation you're in, will boost you. And I mean, like, not just career, but places will transform you, dude. So when I hype this place up, it's like, just take it with a grain of salt because I am speaking from a Zherka perspective, and I'm trying so hard to remain objective because this is the first place I've been to in my life where it's the best place on earth and it's the worst place on earth at the exact same time. I'm not even joking. It shocked me because I didn't know what to expect. I got off the airport and I said, okay, I have to travel for what I have 9 more years of traveling starting now. So I'm like, okay, I haven't been to this part of the world, right? And this should be interesting because I had some business in Colombia, so I still cannot give a Colombia review. That's why everyone's like, "Yo, give the passport bro review of Colombia." It's like, no, I can't do it because that's a business trip, and I was out there quick, and it was just me, myself, and my business partners, and it was very, it wasn't entertainment involved. It was very low key shit, and that had no party, no women. The women were around, but I didn't indulge. I just, focused on the mission, and that's before I even popped the fuck off. So it was like, it was do or die. It was, I had to get some shit done and some stuff totally not related. So I could never give the Columbia review, but I remember being at this deep level of peace, and I was going through a lot of turmoil at the time. I was going through how do I word this? You'll have moments in your life where you're established and you know who you are and what you want to do in your life. But for some reason, the people close to you just depart from you. And I mean, like, they give you a million chances for you to throw your hand out and say, hey, come back. Hey, I didn't mean that. Hey, you're going to get into some arguments, some problems with a bunch of people in your life that are close to you. And you're going to have this moment in your life where you go, oh man, I guess my ego is that big. Like I'm not going to salvage these friendships that they're fighting for me. These friendships are fighting for me, but I'm at that point in my life where that positive Zerka energy has to be, it has to go somewhere else. And I have nothing left to salvage friendships. And it's like, who does things like this? I don't know. I've never met someone like me. So I don't know how relatable this is, but there'll be a moment in your life where close people to you start, throwing every signal your way to preserve the friendship you have with them, and you will look in their eyes and say no. In a cold ass, it's time for me to not see you anymore. And this is called adult bitterness. This is an interesting thing that happens. Maybe it's different for everyone, but I'd say 25 plus, there'll be this adult bitterness you will have to yourself, and you'll take it out on people around you. And those people you take it out on, not by yelling at them or anything, but you just go distant. You just shut them out. And they'll try and try, but you'll when you go cold, you'll go cold. And And when you have these kind of moments, just remember that it's like, yo, an ego as big as Zerka is telling you that's the wrong move, right? Not that I could go back in time. Even if I could go back in time, I would still do the same thing because I know when I'm being dominated by bitterness. Like, I just get it. So I was in a bitter phase of my life. When you had a couple strong businesses take off, but you take a big business hit and you keep digging and digging financially, time wise, all that. You keep digging, and it's like a money and time and energy hole, the trinity of anger, right? All at once. And it's your own hole, but as you're digging it, you're like, you know what? I want to dig this shit alone. I have people around me that want to emotionally support me, but I can't stand looking at their faces right now. There's something about, when you have to dig your negativity hole for a couple of months, 6 months, whatever it is. When you're at that phase in your life, you just want to dig it alone. And it's so interesting that most people get out of it in 6 months, right? I got out of it quick, but I remember never talking to those people again. And those people are linked in my memory. They're linked to that time I went to Colombia, and I party. I just went business. It was like a week thing, and I just remember having so much free time in Colombia. Because when you go distance, and when you go distant, you don't just separate from people, you also separate from social media. And I'm talking about like friendship media, not just entertainment or work or whatever. And I just remember walking around Colombia and feeling this. And look, I gotta say it, man. I don't know how I can say this without offending someone. These countries are really poor, you know. And these countries are extremely poor. Obviously, most of you guys saying this are going to get angry and be like, no, they're not really compared to the rest of the world, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, no, no. For just the average American, whatever you are, for the average dude from New York, Miami, LA, if you go to one of these places, there's a level of culture shock. There's a level, it hits you off the plane. You land in Colombia, you land in Argentina, the poverty hits you hard. I'm not talking about like India poverty. It's like a different kind of thing where you can see these people look like they got cheated out of everything because some wolf like people in society just decided to steal all the money. And the people, it's not that they're passive, it's something deeper than that. It's that they're genuine fucking Christians out here. I mean, these people don't read scripture, but you can see in their eyes they don't want to burden their soul with confrontation. Where for me, if you're stealing from my country, bro, you got to do something about that. But these people don't have that, where it's like a couple wolves at the top of society just skin them alive. And so you see roads not built and stuff, and going from the airport to downtown, and you get shocked. Like I'm driving out of the airport in going through Buenos, all that, and as I'm driving, I'm hit with that same feeling I had when I was in Colombia, where it's this deep level of peace. I cannot explain to you this sensation of calm, smiley energy that you get when you go to one of these countries. And I don't know if, I'm headed to Brazil next. I don't know if it's going to be the same thing, but I have a feeling. So I had this in Colombia, and I just remember I'm like, by the way, if you're those people, not everyone should read books, but if you're those people who can rip through 10 books in a week, if you're that kind of a person, then reading a lot benefits you so much. But if you're a retard, I don't think wasting your time reading does anything really. Like you have to kind of wait for that gate to open. Like I don't think at 22 I wasn't reading that much or stuff like. But when you get older, it gets easier, and it gets deeply life changing. Is that when you find the books that remind you who you are in a pace you cannot believe is real. These books you go through, you'll be shocked that you'll have them at that shelf, and you won't go through them for some reason. You can't get through it until you land in a place like, bro, you land in Argentina or Colombia, and learning becomes so much fun. I can't explain to you that there's a quietness to these places. Is Colombia had this too, where I was walking around in parks and I was seeing kids playing football, which you don't see that much in Western countries. So I forgot the kids go out. They don't look like iPad kids. It's like normal kids playing football and stuff. And I remember thinking, I'm like, this idea that Colombians are scammers. I didn't see any of that. Maybe I didn't go to the ratchet places. It was just like regular shit. But I just remember thinking to myself, like, maybe there's something demonic about the American energy that I've never talked about. I've always put America on a high pedestal, and I always will. But this idea that when you go to Colombia or Argentina, right? I'm not comparing the two, right? They're very different, but they have this calmness to them where you don't size people up at the bars. Anytime I go out with my buddies, we're on fight mode. But anytime we go to Colombia or Argentina, and I can't speak too much for Colombia because I didn't do anything there. I have to redo that trip for sure for you guys. Well, for myself, really, like we gotta finish Earth, man. We gotta travel to all these places. And so I'm just gonna start with Argentina. It's like, bro, I get off. Let's start from the airport, right? I start looking at the faces, and I am shocked. This is very different from Colombia, dude. This place is close to the fucking Antarctica. This close to the flat Earth ice wall, bro. Like, where the fuck am I, Argentina? I don't know anything about Argentina. I get off the fucking plane, and I am shocked at the faces I see. Like, dude, there's beautiful people all around the world, but I've never in my life seen Germanic Latinas. Like, I thought this was like an AI meme. I because anytime someone says this country has so many hot women, they're always wrong, right? I meet some of the women internationally, and then I go to the country and I'm like, they're always wrong. Every meme about a country, like, yo, this country has hot women, is wrong. That's why I've always shit on passport bros, and that's why they've always hated me, because they're like, oh, Zherka, your standards are too high and stuff, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna lower them. I'm gonna try and look at it from like a normie's perspective. But yeah, so I get off the airplane and I notice like a sea of German faces where I felt like, oh, I'm going back. When I'm going back home, we stopped through Frankfurt and it feels like that. Although Germany's gotten very ugly in a weird way, like the airport, not just the immigration. It's like something's happening in Europe, bro. Like if you go to Germany, meeting hot German women, you have a better chance meeting them in the US than you do in Germany. It's like, it's not what they say it is, right? Anyways, I'm at the airport. And what's this city called? Rico. It's Buenos Aires. Am I in Buenos Aires? I'm in the fucking, you know where I'm at. Anyways, someone tell me where the fuck I am at, because I'm trying to give like a soul review. I'm not trying to fucking give like a logical review. I'm just speaking from what I saw, what I felt, and what I touched. So at the airport when we land, I see German faces left and right, and my brain immediately thinks I'm in Europe, which is that's never happened. That didn't happen when I was in Colombia or whatever. I was like, what the fuck? And another thing, this might sound like racist. Some people get angry when I say stuff like this, but anytime I go somewhere new, I smell the place to see if it smells different, right? Because I have a extreme. I was shocked that guy who did that face review, that physiognomy thing on me. He said Zherka has a extremely high disgust factor. And to me and people who know me, that shocked us. That part of the YouTube video is the reason I commented such a nice comment on that guy's video, because I couldn't believe, just from scanning my face, he knows that about me. Where it's like, I don't know if anyone else is like me, but does anyone not eat food around children? Or is it just me? Like, I don't care if I'm babysitting. I don't care. I will starve before I eat around a child, because I find children to be really disgusting. Like extreme, and I'm not saying like I'm not a good babysitter, and like obviously my family uses me. The kids love me the most, even more than my therapy twin brother, and everyone wants to stay with the Dragon Ball uncle. So I'm not saying like I hate kids, Me and kids, we're awesome. We get along, right? But when it comes time to eating food, when it comes time to like, oh, I'm hungry, I have to put food in my stomach. There's something really. I've just seen kids do some disgust. I don't know what it is, and it's not just kids. It's not just kids, because a lot of you guys are gonna be like, "Oh, it's because you don't want to have kids." It's like, no, no, no. I'm not saying because of that. Women too. For some reason, kids, women, friends. I never eat around friends. I cannot eat around other humans. I've done it, to be social and to be normal, but I hate eating around humans because I find humans really disgusting. And that's a me problem. That's the first time I'll blame myself, by the way. I have this high disgust factor with just humans in general. Yeah, humans gross me out, not during the day. I'm a totally normal guy throughout the day. But anytime food is involved with humans, I get really grossed out. Like one guy will cough, one guy will sneeze, one guy will, and some of you guys are thinking, oh, he's OCD. He washes his hands 10 times a day. I'm not that guy. I'm not saying I wash 10 times a day, and I'm sweaty right now. I didn't even shower before this. I'm meeting you guys all sweaty right now. I'm not saying I'm OCD about that stuff. I'm saying it's not OCD. OCD is an organization thing. I'm saying it's a disgust factor where humans are genuinely disgusting when it's around food time. Like you go to the bar, you're eating chicken wings with your buddies, and everyone's coughing at the table, and everyone just acts like it's normal. You know, everyone acts like it's like medieval almost. It's fucking. I've ever since I was in grade three, like what I can remember, I've always been disgusted of cafeterias and any kind of food related human activities. And I'm telling you right now, you're gonna start noticing it because I mentioned it in this call. You're gonna be like, oh shit, I heard 4 coughs last time I ate dinner with my coworkers. And bro, we used to have business powwow meetings and we'd all eat together and it was fun. It wasn't gross or anything because we'd all eat fast and stuff like that. But 90% of the time, bro, like I guess I had good business dinners in the sale when I worked in sales and everyone was on the same page. But dude, 90% of the time, it doesn't matter the weather. It's like there's just a lot of disgust with eating with a bunch of people. And like my close friends and family call me out because I won't even eat with a child sitting in front of me because kids sneeze and kids touch things. It's just fucking disgusting, bro. And kids chew with their mouths open. It's just fucking nasty. Okay. So I've always, since a young age, had this extremely high disgust factor that I've never spoken about on any live. And if you're wondering why is he bringing this up, like why is this so important? It's because it actually benefits me tremendously with picking up women. Like it is when you have that one genetic thing that's not, you can't teach it. You either have it or you don't. Like Usain Bolt can run and shit. For me, this easily to be disgusted thing that I have shows even when I'm talking to women. So they kind of get scared that, oh, I'm disgusting Zherka. So even if I'm talking to them, if I like even curl up my eyebrows a bit, or if they say something wrong in my face, that you could almost see disgust. And like you said something where you're politically stupid and shit like that. And it's like immediately it's like a knife through their fucking heart. They're like, damn, he doesn't like me. And it's kind of rude, but you realize later that it kind of really works with women. Not that you do it on purpose, but like this aristocrat energy, this royalty energy of like, don't disgust me, woman, with your for I'm not talking about food right now. I'm also talking about, I'm trying to add that women can say masculine things that just turns niggas off, like it's just disgusting when women are masculine. And the number one thing that I always maintain is, a lot of people are like, but the masculine women you're around act like giggly schoolgirls around you, Zerka, so it's no problem for you. And it's like, dude, it's still a turnoff that they need me to look attractive. Like, if you notice how many e-girls are not that attractive, they hang out with me, and for some reason, you guys all want to fuck them after. You guys all DM them because they're acting feminine around me and shit like that. But the idea that I'm the catalyst to bring a woman into feminine energy is still a turnoff. Because it's like, what? So, what are you, just a dude when Zerka's not there? And so for me, the highest level of disgust, besides kids, right? And not to go off on a tangent, but the highest level of disgust in the dating market, obviously, which is just as disgusting as eating food around kids or any human, really. Just eat your food alone. Like be a normal fucking adult. Like what kings eat alone. Kings don't have they have giant parties and all the peasants are on one table and the king will be up there with his wife. Right? He'll just be away from all the fucking disgust and noise. He'll have his own section. So, anyways, I was impressed that that guy said Zerka has a high disgust factor because it's like, why would he add that in the video? Like, how did he figure that from looking at like some eyebrow angles? Like, that impressed me the most, right? Because when I showed my family, they're like, because my family gets disgusted easily too, but not like me. Like, my family would walk on eggshells around me, like that's the one time I feel very spoiled, right? Even for family friends, uncles or whatever. Doesn't matter who it is in my family, even if they're neat, even if they eat normally and stuff like that. All my family would be like, "Yo, we left you a plate over here. You can go to that room and stuff," because they know I don't fuck with no. I could get turned off from a meal so easily, bro. Like it's bad. It's bad. It's like, or have you ever looked at someone's fucking face pimple and you're like, bro, I can't eat I can't eat chicken wings right now. You're fucking disgusting. Right? Because I've always looked in the mirror and I've always seen beauty. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I've always looked in the mirror and I've always seen something clean. Even when I'm sweaty and shit, I just, you know, I've always associated myself as like extremely clean. Right? Even if I could roll around in mud and I just like what I see in the mirror. But for some reason, other humans, you know, this is like my one thing I have. You know, everyone has that one thing that makes them extremely weird. I'm like, this is it. But it's also good with the language, right? You're talking to women, you know, what the fuck? That's disgusting. You know, you have 10 boyfriends. That's disgusting. You have 10 guys texting you right now. That's disgusting. And the disgust shows, right? And that level of disgust that I have that, let's say, Heel Mike doesn't have, actually benefits me in the dating world. I've noticed that a lot, right? And I've never talked about it because it's like it's you can't teach someone that, right? Can you teach it? I would say lean into it more. You know, if she's doing something wrong, you know, you can be. It's like taking a step. Have you ever took a step back away from a woman at the bar when she's talking? You seen me do. You guys have seen me do this on YouTube's, and I'll take a step back, like I'm disgusted at what she said, and usually they'll take a step forward. So it's like I'm glad I have this, although it's like a double-edged blade, right? So, anyways, I get to Argentina and I'm ready to just, you know, my mind starts talking shit. Like, let me talk shit about these guys' faces. I do this at every airport, right? And I like to look at the faces like which one's gonna disgust me the most. And this is the first time in my life a man with such an easily just disgusting factor about me is like, I'm about to puke right now. It's like just humans are gross, bro. Humans are. I'll tell you how far I take this, bro. Every girlfriend I've ever had would get emotional in a very insecure way that the number one thing they knew about me in my city is, oh, Zherka, he will not talk to you if you kiss with tongue. Like that's Zherka. He does not fuck around with that shit. And I mean, like, bro, never. You don't know how many models I've avoided. You don't know how many just because I've seen certain things. And like 90% of humans kiss with their tongue. It's got to be the most fucking disgusting shit I've ever heard in my life. That's and every girl I've ever had, they've always looked at me like, why, why am I a disgusting creature to you? And I'm like, bro, it's not just you. It's like, it's deeper than just women, bro. It's pause. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, even my guy buddies, they always talk about kissing with tongue and shit. I'm like, bro, you guys are just, it just seems like they're weaker incarnations when I hear people talk about this shit. And I think I've only met like a handful of women in my life that were on the same page as me, and I could feel like I pushed them into the same. Because you know, women are like, "Oh, maybe I'll just do it because he likes it and shit." I feel like I kind of also pushed them that way. But anyway, so I'm ready to. Now you understand the severity of my disgust factor, where it's like, bro, it's like, bro, I could be disgusted by anything you do, and it's like some people just have that, bro. Some people, and I remember at a young age being like, why do people really like this cafeteria experience? There's like 20 people at the same table coughing on the table eating food. And a lot of my buddies who were kind of like me, they'd eat fast because they'd be grossed out too. You know, I had some buddies kind of like me, but it just ever since a young age, I've always had this extremely high disgust factor to the world and to people and to all this kind of shit. Anyways, so I'm waiting for this urge to insult and be disgusted and like I am royal, fuck this Argentina, blah blah blah. I'm waiting for this to bubble up, and at the airport, I am shocked because I'm not saying these people are beautiful or any like supermodels or anything, but at the airport when I landed, I'm waiting for that disgust factor so I can start being a comedian with my buddies, be like, yo, what the fuck is all this? And it didn't come. It's like I just looked at each face and I'm like, you know. These faces look better than American faces. Like Americans, you go to an American, you know, airport, and I swear to God, no matter where you go, especially LAX, don't say LA is pretty. Go to LAX and look at people at the airport. I'm not trying to be rude, but they look like the fish in the weird part of Bikini Bottom You know, in SpongeBob where he goes to the fish. Yeah, what's that episode where, you know, the fish that light up like lamps with the weird fish when SpongeBob gets lost and he goes to that weird part of Bikini Bottom. Um, I can't remember for the life of me, but if you go to LAX, you see some of the ugliest things. Like I can't believe they're even human, dude. And you go to Oregon, you go to anywhere in the US, New York, and go to the airports, bro. Like you'll see maybe one babe, but just focus on everyone else that you know that is blurry to you. And you're gonna be like, whoa, 90% of Earth has very ugly faces. I'm not talking about ugly like just not attractive, but I'm saying like they did something. They're getting punished with their ugly. Like, what the fuck? And so I landed Buenos Aires. Is that the city name, bro? How do I not know where I am right now? What the fuck? But I land in this city, and in the airport, I'm like, my disgust factor for the first time in my life is not going off. Right? It's not off at all. And the last time I had this was Albania people don't disgust me. You know, in the Albanian airport, they look cute, they look whatever. Um, what other airport? Miami is the ugliest things you'll ever see with BBLs like monstrosities. It's fucking weird buck teeth humans with tentacles. Like Miami airport is some of the ugliest humans you'll ever see. And you'll never talk about it because you saw one hot chick and you talk about her instead. But it's like, dude, we're looking at quantity, right? We're looking at the collective. And so this shocked me that I'm like, okay, you know, I know Argentina is not going to be that nice, but why are the old faces, you know, the old people, you know, old people are just gross to look at. Like they look like saggy in the face and they're, you know, like leathery and all that. They, the old people and the mid people and everyone in between in the Argentinian airport looks like beautiful people to me. And this is the first time I've entered a country and I've said this about it. You know, airports are just gross, right? Well, airports are beautiful places, but it's like you see some ugly people and, you know, you see some struggling souls. And so I'm like, why are these faces so healthy looking? I couldn't explain it. I was like, what is this? And I kept staring at the old, like maybe 6-year-old graying hair, silver hair women with their husbands, like just retired people. And I kept looking at them and I'm like, yeah, they look old. Like my parents look extremely young for their age, like in a scary way, in an adrenochrome level way, you know, in a, it's like, wow, it's, I don't have that, you know, I've done other things to my body, you know, but, yeah, usually I look at 6-year-old people and I'm like, oh, it's like an old person, whatever, saggy and all that. But man, there was something glowing about the old people that I was looking at in Argentina where I'm like, dude, these are German faces. I swear to God. You can tell that something's off. Something is not fully German. But I swear there's this like in your head, you're thinking that's a 90%, not those the ugliest human beings you'll ever see in your life will be in Frankfurt, Germany. Go to that airport. Like you will see the fattest, ugliest people. I don't know what the fuck is going on there. I know you shouldn't judge a place by its airport because it's got a lot of mixed shit going on too. But this is where it started. And I just remember making eye contact with this 6-year-old silver fox type of woman. Like she was not attractive where you guys would notice, but I just liked her. I just kept looking at her and she kept looking at me and she was giving me this stare like, where the fuck are you from? You're not Argentinian. And I'm looking at her like, what the fuck is this? This is like a sea of white people in Argentina. I never expected this. Like, I was expecting maybe, yeah, I guess Messi looks a little white. I don't know. Like, I was expecting that 75% white look, but just staring in this woman's eyes, and I'm like, bro, she's so German. Look at her. I look at her husband and I stare at him. And by the way, he's not attractive or anything. He's not, you know, he's like an old, saggy guy, but he just looked good, just like her. They both looked good. And I couldn't, I couldn't put two and two together. I'm like, why are so many people at this airport looking good, right? Not attractive, but just good and healthy. Like, what is up with that? Is it the GMOs? Is it what is it? Is it the food? Is it? And then it hit me. I'm like, wait a minute. It's a morality thing that these people have nothing to hide. That's why they don't have that, like, almost like that. Have you ever, not to shit on Americans, but have you ever looked at American truckers? Look at an American trucker's face and it looks fatigued, man. It looks, bro, Americans are some of the most beautiful and ugly people at the same time, but majority of them are shockingly fat. And you don't realize this until you go to a place like Argentina where you go, this is what normal sized people look like. Like I had no idea America had this many obese people until I landed in Argentina. I'm like, what the fuck? This is how humans are supposed to look. Anyways, so I'm kind of shocked that that people aren't just. I've traveled to 100 countries, and 100 countries, 99 out of 100, they fucking disgusted me. No, I'm just being straight up, right? Not really my own people, but I guess that's every race. That's how it works. And but even for some like old Albanian faces or like those old Italian faces like look like leather bags that dry up in that kind of like Miami sun. Yeah, even that is just like holy shit, what happened to you, bro? And then I remember I'm like, holy shit, I'm retarded. Argentina is known for family life. Like these faces that I'm looking at are faces that are surrounded by family, not money, but family. That's why they look so much healthier. They have this glow to them. And And it was strange. It's strange because you think that the most attractive woman you'll see at the airport will be like this 90% looking white, like a 90% looking white woman, and then 10% you can't tell what the fuck happened to her. But it's even more shocking than that. It's like she's not the most attractive one. Argentina is the only place where a 70% white looking woman will be more attractive than the 90% one because it brings that ethnic look. Like it has this little more curves and all that. It's like, it's kind of like, whoa, that mix is really working. Like it's really working. And I don't want, but I needed to go to immediately, not to FAP, but I needed immediately to check something. Right. This is when you're genius. When you're a genius, this is when you can use things to your advantage. Right. So I never want. Why would Zherka open up? First thing I searched up was, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not promoting. I can see why it's a useful tool for one thing. I opened up my app when I got back to my place, and I searched up Argentinian. I swear to God, I did this. Okay, and I did this in front of my buddies too. They're like, "What the fuck?" Because they're like, "Who the?" They're all their clothes on and chilling in the living room, and for only 10 minutes 20 minutes. No, I'm kidding. 10 minutes. And then I turned it off, and deleted my history. And I immediately said, never going back to that website. But I needed to check something. And I'm like, wow, that's the first time in my life satanic. Like I needed it for a research project, right? I needed to research something. And so I searched up Argentina and I saw the girls and stuff like that. And I started clicking on them and, I'm not attracted. Like this fucking, it's fucking demonic shit. But I just look at the women and I go, wait a minute. They don't look bad. They don't look bad at all. Actually, they look kind of good getting up, right? You gotta remember, there's like, guys, I go for bitches. I'll never use the internet for this, but I needed to cock myself just to see what, because I've never seen Argentinian women, and I've only seen like these older types of people in the airport, and then came straight here and didn't get to see the city yet. And so I look at the girls on the Argentinian. I just and then pressed enter, and I'm like, okay, the first 10 look hot, which is interesting. I click and compare it to the American, is the homepage, and you look at the American, just regular. I think he's American, right? Just the mainstream category. You look at the first 10 chicks, and they're not hot. There's something like going off in evolution in America. Like the American Our women are not attractive. Yeah, and oh, you don't know anything, bro. I've met all of them. The Angela Whites. I've been at the parties. I don't need to know these people. I've almost shook their hands. I've been to that fucking convention that Heal Mike. I've been around the scene, bro. I've met these people, and some of these people are my friends. But I have to say straight up right now, like American, kind of. I'm not saying any names, but they're kind of ghastly looking. They're very. I don't know, like almost like Ursula from The Little Mermaid. Not to make it like no pedo joke, but Ursula, the evil witch. That's what an American are hot. For some reason they have that demonic tentacle energy about them. And so I compare that and my experience around these types of people and compare it to the first 10 videos that pop up and you just type in Argentinian. That's all I did and I pressed enter. And the girls looked a lot more normal, a lot less, they're still fucking demonic, but they just looked a lot more human. Even with them, it just looked a lot more, how do you say, it looked, and it didn't look like that American fiesta shit, that is like, I don't even know what they do now, but I could just imagine it, it, it all sounds like a script. This one looked more real world to me, right? And it's good, it stimulated me. I used to do this all the time before I go out in the city, where I would watch something to cuck me, just to stimulate me, and that would give me a kick to go talk to bitches at the bar. Because if I'm having a bad day, I don't feel like talking, it's over for me, right? And then it's like, dude, don't waste your days, right? Like, get the first night you have to pull bitches, not the 7 nights after that. The first night you have to do it. And that inspired me. I'm like, okay, they look pretty good, right? They look pretty human, right? I'm not saying that they're totally human, but no, they are, right? Even porn stars are God's children, right? They will find their way. So, anyways, from the airport, I'm shocked. I'm like, okay, these people don't disgust me. The first thing I thought of was Argentinian people are the first people in history that don't disgust me, right? Even the old saggy ones, they just don't. It's kind of cute. I didn't expect this at all. I am happy. I'm ready to go out on my Pokemon adventure. So I, pack my shit with my buddies, right? No, excuse me. We unpack and we go out on the streets, and that's when it hits me. That's when I'm like, what the fuck is this place? Daytime women in Argentina are more attractive than nighttime women in Argentina. I never thought you could say this about a city, or a country. But that shocked me. Like today, me and my buddies, we were shocked that the this is the first time a woman was whistling at us. The what do they call the transit women that let the cars move? Traffic cop. The traffic cop, which is not a police officer, it's just like works for the city, I guess. The traffic cop, only one of them, not just one. The traffic cop was a supermodel. And I thought it was a meme. I thought someone's doing a YouTube video, right? And the others were old, but this one was just it was we all laughed in her face. We're like, why is she doing that job? And she kept blowing the stupid annoying whistle and letting the cars go through. And I'm like, is that an OnlyFans woman pretending to be a traffic cop? Or what is going on here? And she worked an 8-hour shift all day, like the hardest job you could do. Like she was fucking running up and down and doing all this shit. I'm like, what? Part of me was thinking, like, what a fucking loser. Like, how the fuck did no man get you off the streets? You're blowing a whistle. She's literally blowing a whistle in the most dangerous part of traffic, and people drive like idiots, and people are very poor too. This shocked me about Argentina is all the cars on the street, bro. It feels like you're in the 1920s. All the cars on the street are very poor, right? That I didn't expect that at all. I thought you'd see, everywhere you go, you see something nice, but no, nothing. There's not one nice car, not one nice motorcycle, no Harley Davidsons, no choppers, it's just fucking mopeds and So that immediately was like, ring, ring, this place, they're broke as fuck. You know, I don't mean to be rude, right? I come from a broke place too, but holy shit, are you guys broke? Like, what the fuck? The Argentina is getting robbed. Something's happening in their governmental system. They are getting milked. Someone is taking all of that energy because there's so much energy in the city, in the country, but it's going nowhere. And that's the sad part is like people are going to work, right? This babe is, she's a traffic cop. People are going to work. It's not like they're lazy. I wouldn't call these people lazy at all. I just feel like they're getting scammed and they're a little too passive to do anything about it. Their higher ups are fucking them over. And remember, if you get scammed and you let it happen, you deserve it, right? You should fight for that. So I was like, okay, this place is very poor. And I'm in the middle of downtown and it's got a kind of like gothic Barcelona, like a poor Barcelona. I can't explain. It's like a beautiful, nice, sunny blue sky weather, beautiful trees, cobblestone roads. It's got this it's like Europe in a weird way. It's like it's not the total European influence, but it's enough to where you feel at home. If you're from Europe, you go, oh, cobblestone, this feels like I'm home. And I don't know what to compare it to because it's not like a European city at all, but it has certain streets and stuff, certain can't explain it to you. I can't explain it at all. People who say, "Oh, it's kind of like Europe," I don't. It's its own thing. I've never seen a place like this. But I remember making this distinction. I'm like, okay, this is perfect for me because not only am I, these people are not disgusting. Like I like to eat around these people. This is shocking. I had my first empanada. It was delicious. It's like it was adorable with the old little man and stuff like that. It was great. It felt very home. It has this homey vibe to it, right? And how can you feel like a place is home if you've never been there? I don't even get that. And I'm looking at all the incarnations on the street and everything, and everyone going to work and stuff like that. And I'm thinking to myself, like, dude, they don't have that tired look to them, which is weird because anytime you go somewhere where it's like broke, anytime you go to a broke place, everyone has that tired look. You go to broke parts of uh, India or so, you see that tired face, but these people don't. They have a more not energized face like an American, but they have energy. They're walking, they're buying stuff, they're mobilized, right? They're playing football and they're all extremely calm. And I mean like calm in a way I've never seen before. Like today when we were at Lollapalooza, I'm expecting to see American shit. So I'm expecting everyone to be cracked out, sweating hard, yelling, laughing, and crying. We have that in American festivals. Like every festival has a lot of emotions. And this was a completely different experience, dude. I swear to God, 90% of festival goers were sober. I swear I'm not lying. Go to YouTube, search up Lollapalooza and zoom into the faces. Dude, I've never seen a more sober culture. Like no drugs, no alcohol, no nothing. And it's almost like, yeah, it's less interesting. If you have Zherka energy, you want to see all the crack energy. It is more entertaining. America's much more entertaining for stuff like that. But if you're in that phase of your life where you have money and you want to chill, holy fuck, is it fun to just nobody stares you in the eyes. Nobody's sizing you up for a fight. No, you talk to someone's girl, they don't give a fuck. Not on some cuck shit, but on some like she cannot even she cannot even see a picture of leaving the guy because they're so loyal to each other here. Like, bro, you see a loyalty in couples in Argentina, and it's kind of like a gay little makeout culture. Like they'll make out, they'll do their romantic shit, but they hold hands. I swear to God, these people hold hands, and that's why I'm like to my buddies, I'm like, yo, this place is not for me because you can't just grab a girl's hand and go have a bunch of fun because she's always going to be going at a slower pace than you if you're Americanized, if you have that energy, and you feel guilty almost like I can't explain to you like when you're here you see the women that you were supposed to grow up with. I swear to God, I'm not a passport bro, but I get why they have little fucking Reddit threads about this shit. It's like, dude, I saw loyalty for the first time in so long in society. It wasn't full loyalty. Like a girl will always check me out, even if they're with their boyfriend. But when you're 6'5" and famous, you have that look. Obviously, they're gonna check you out, but it's not a disrespectful thing. You know, they'll look at me and then they'll look away and they'll hold it. And to me, that's normal, right? That's what's supposed to happen if I walk in a room. But in America, it's very different because the girls will just. Is this guy laughing? In America, it's very different because a girl will make eye contact with you in front of her boyfriend and ask for your name in front of the boyfriend. And the American woman thinks that she's being social, which there is nothing more cringe when you go to a party in the US and some guy's girlfriend keeps talking to you in front of him and the boyfriend does this. I'm her partner, so I'm in this conversation too, and you have to kind of talk to the both of them at the same time. And for some reason, it's like there's no bounds to the where the conversation can go. Like the girl will always bring up something sexual. They'll always bring up some kind of language that it's like, hey, you're not supposed to talk to me. You're supposed to save this language for your boyfriend. And she thinks she's being loyal because at least I'm saying all this sexual shit to John Zherka in front of my boyfriend. So I'm being loyal. That's their logic, right? That they can make the boyfriend look really bad. And it's so vicious in the US that the boyfriend usually doesn't know he's being humiliated. And I've even had many American guys come up to me and go, "Hey man, that was rude. You just walked away. Hey man, that was hey Zerka, we were being nice to you and you totally ignore you just walked away when my girlfriend was talking and it's like, bro, I want to meet you and blah blah. I know your buddies and I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna break it down to the guy, but I'm like, in check. Get in check. I'm obviously gonna walk away if I feel uncomfortable. It's like she's literally talking doggy style in front of to me about some kind of weird joke that she's making in front of you, homie. It's ruining the vibe for me because it's reminding me that hey, I'm in the US. I'm gonna be dealing with this kind of awkward party moment. Every fucking party has this. It's even worse if for the guys, bro. I remember being juiced up, and every girl has to make a comment on the shoulder. You know when you have the big steroid shoulders. And some guys don't get this, but if you're prone to that, dude, they have to make a comment on it. And it's like, dude, that's like commenting on a woman's cleavage. If a woman talks to you about your shoulders in front of her boyfriend, she's making an advance. Like women don't know how sexual that is. Because just like when men see a figure eight for women, the clavicle, shoulder, hip ratio, that's their figure eight. So she's not supposed to talk about that stuff. Or she's not supposed to touch your arm. Or there's a lot of stuff that isn't supposed to happen that we just got used to in America. And it's like if you're ever the chat at the party, you get humiliated because you're like, bro, I feel bad for the guys. The guys, they're their 4 seconds that they have to look, and then they're looking at their shoes. And I haven't seen that in 10 years in the US. I haven't or anywhere. I rarely ever see that, right? Because um, I've always gotten this. You ever see those white guys go in Japan and everyone like surrounds them, like in the good old days? I think they used to do that 10 years ago. I don't know what it's like now. I get that anywhere I go, New York, Miami, anywhere I go, you're me. Anywhere I go, try out how hard it is to be in my shoes when you're me because it's insulting. Your bitch is always unattractive too. You know, that's why I walk away. I'm like, dude, this is just brutal, right? This makes the whole party environment weird for me, right? And I have a good soul. Like I don't like to hurt people like that. Unless it's like some beta cuck that I know will report my channel, then I won't teach him a lesson on some evil shit. You know, if they have that look like they want to fucking imprison me for wearing like a red hat or some shit. Anyways, back to the Argentina review. The women here are about romance. I swear to God. I was standing outside in the middle of the street. Right? I went for a walk. I did my 10,000 steps and I'm listen to my audiobook with the AirPods, right? I'm really enjoying the AirPods. I know it fries your brain, but 10 days, fuck it, whatever. And this fucking babe of a bitch, I've never in my life seen a bitch with no makeup look this fucking good, comes up to me with broken ass English, with that stupid face. You know that stupid face women make where they go, "Can you do all the work?" They give you those eyes like, "Can you do all the work? Because I don't know how to have a sexual experience with a male that's not awkward. I need you to do all the work." And these girls, like, they get excited that it's like, "Oh, you're doing everything." Like, if you ever met a hot chick that she gives you the look, that look where it's like, "Hey, I'm a social babe, but because I like you, John Zherka, I am awkward right now." You ever meet babes that they're only awkward around you, and you're like, "What the fuck?" That's I'm the guy who's out of this awkward thing. Like, I'm already disgusted. I'm already disgusted with you. You can't even say the word disgust around those girls because they freak the fuck out. And it's like, bro, this girl comes up to me and gives me that look like, "Do everything. Whatever all the game you have, random man on the street that I'm coming up to." She didn't go up to anyone else. There's like a billion fucking people on the street. She comes up to me and she gives me that look like, "Do it all." And I'm very new to this and I'm very nervous, like that virginal look. Not saying that she's a virgin, but she gave that look where it's like, "Hey, this is very hard for me, but I have to do it because you're a foreigner." I look very foreign. Even when I go back to my own country, they only speak English to me. They go, "Oh, this is American," and shit like that. So she gave me that look where it's like, I want whatever this American is, this 6'5" American. I want that. And so she comes up to me and she goes, "Blah blah 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 blah." The language sounds fucking retarded. I gotta say, bro, like I cannot learn this shit. She says, all that stupid dribble in her language, and it's like, I look at her like, "English, you know, because she caught me off guard." And I'm thinking she's way too hot, like daytime, to approach me. And I have my AirPods on and I'm really distracted. This doesn't happen this aggressively, where she like turns on a dime and remembers something. She remembers that she has to ask a question and she turns around 180 and then walks straight up to me. And then she's asking me something, and then I say, "English, question mark?" And it's not a surprise. She knows I'm not from here, and because I'm dressed like an American. I look very different than these people. They dress differently here. And her eyes light up like, "Oh, now I get to use some broken English to meet this guy and stuff." And she goes, "Oh, yeah, sorry, but in the most broken English ever, she says, I'm looking for the bus. Do you know where the bus is?" And bro, in my head, I'm like, "Don't laugh," because the bus is literally 2 feet behind her. She was staring at the bus before she turned 180 to come up to me. So I could see that she was really nervous, because it's almost like if a girl comes up to you and says, "Do you know which way the bus is?" And she's from there, you could tell she lives in this city. She's literally from there. She's not a tourist. You're the tourist. And she's asking for something that's behind her. What she's really doing is she's trying to open up a line of firing, like she wants you to fire the shot, right? And I remember I'm like, "Oh no, I'm not from here," right? This is like the second day I was here. I'm like, "No, I'm not from here." And immediately my heart falls through my asshole, where I'm like, "Oh shit, I have no game." Like, she just threw me a layup. Like, she's embarrassing herself in front of everyone. Everyone on the street were like, "Oh, look, this fucking young girl is going for the American. Looks like she's trying to fly out to America," which they don't even want to do that. I'm going to get into that, but it's not what you've been. Passport bros lie a lot, bro. Like, passport bros talk nonstop about pickpockets. There's not one fucking pickpocket in Argentina. It's like the safest place in the universe. Are you fucking retarded? They write so many. They write so much bullshit about these places, and I'm thinking these guys are going to like way, way poorer places. Like, if you're in, are you this? I've never met more polite people, right? These are like Super Saiyan 3. You know how Mexicans are polite and cute and all that, and they're super friendly? This is like times 1,000. This is like with German DNA. It's fucking shocking. Anyways, this fucking smoke show babe, young woman who's trying to pick me up, but you could tell she's too young. She doesn't really do this, and you could tell that some foreigners try to fuck her. That's why she's like, oh, if I hover around him and ask him one question, he's gonna just yank me and try and fuck me. Like I can tell she's had some kind of encounter with a foreigner before. Like that's her taste, that's her type. I could see it in her eyes, and my heart falls through my ass because I'm like, bro, I just let that I just shot myself in the foot. Like I told her, no, I don't speak the language. I don't know. I'm not from here, for the bus thing. And she gives me that look like, oh, you're gonna let me walk away. And my ego is, I for some reason I always come to the to rejecting a woman. A lot of women hate me for this, but I just love to reject a woman. I've turned down the hottest women on some ego shit. Like if you catch me on the wrong day, I'm having a bad day or something, there's something about me that just I give them this look like I am better than you. I'm born better than you. I will die better than you. I don't give a fuck who you are. And so she saw that in my eyes and she was heartbroken. Like I've never seen her smile, a woman's smile fade like that. She went ice cold. And she's way too young. This girl was like fucking 18, 19. Like, thank God. I'm glad I didn't ask for the age. Like, just fuck off. Because I'm positive she's at that age where it's like, how you're way too young, bro. You're way too young, but you're fucking hot. Anyways, so she turns around and she's like, oh, he's actually letting me walk away. And she doesn't have like an older woman will be like, actually, blah, blah, blah. And, they'll somehow savor the moment better. But the young ones, immediately, if they feel rejected, they get shattered and just, immediately try to run home. So she turns around and she's walking away, but she's walking in a weird, confused pattern where she doesn't take a few steps. She just looks straight at the bus. The bus drives away, and then she looks at the crosswalk and then looks at the other one, and she's just confused, like I did, like I punched her in the face. Like she was actually damaged from, because I smiled. I did a friendly smile. I was like, no, I don't know. I'm not from here. And that broke her because the friendly smile was like, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get some, like she could tell. Anyways, she's walking away, and I'm like, oh, that's a pleasant experience. I like being approached during the day. Um, I like that feeling of women coming up to me. Actually, I have a lot of buddies who are like, bro, Zherka gets all the bitches when we go to the club, except on Thursday. Thursday he just doesn't talk and he waits for them, and it's like, yeah, he could have one of those days, and they always come up to me anyway. Like that's what I'm known for. Or they hover around me and tell, how about that? Anyways, so she's walking away, and I'm like, okay, I'm very used to this. I travel around the U.S. low key. I don't tell anyone. I go to my places. I do my thing. I reject women all the time. This is whatever. This is my incarnation, and I like it. It turns me on. But there's something very different about this. It's like, bro, when she started walking on the crosswalk, and she had her walk went from sexy to flat-footed immediately. It was like you would have noticed too. And she looked shorter and weaker in the posture. Like I did a 1,000 hit combo on her. Like she was just defeated. Like it looked like she lost American Idol and she has to go home. And so she's walking back, and I'm staring at this line down her back. She has like this shirt that's a little open. They don't dress like sluts here. They dress like women that were slutty in the 90s, which is great. It's just a normal woman. It's not even slutty. But bro, she has this line going down her back, and she's got like this ass and curviness, and even her back has a curve to it. So it's like a very figure eight, but you can tell she's very young and beautiful hair, and just she looked like a white woman that got spat on by some like energy. I don't, is that racist to say? I don't know. So, like I always say, some of the hottest women on earth are like they'll be like 90% white, and then you know they get just like just fucking, you know what I mean? Like just some spice on that. You know what I'm saying? Like you ever see those girls that look like they're 25% something and the rest white? Usually they come out really hot, right? And Anyways, yeah, so she looked just like ambiguous enough. So 25% ambiguous, right? Like I think mixed race people who have 25% of something in them, they always come out pretty good, right? I don't know. This is like, if you're very mixed, I don't know. Sometimes it could be very Zendaya, sometimes it could be hard. But it's most of the time probably not my type. But anyways, this bitch was smoking hot. She was so hot that I don't remember what she looked like at all. Like you ever meet someone and you're like, I want more of meeting that person, but I just cannot picture them in my head clearly. So, anyways, she's walking away. I'm like, yo, pause. We gotta pause Swedenborg on my audiobook. I'm like, pause, man. You are way too business mode. You are way too because my brain is like, if it's not nighttime, I'm not fucking. Daytime. Women try and old women always fucking catcall me and try and talk me up on the streets. And to me, it's like if it's daytime, it's I don't give a fuck. If it's nighttime, it's different, right? Because my brain will just switch. It'll have that mode. So, anyways, she's walking away, and I'm looking at this line down her back, and I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on. Getting a call. Yeah, I'm good. Hold on. These guys, man. Anyways, so she's walking away and she has this line down her back that just like I'm looking at it. It's not a slutty thing she's wearing, but you could just see enough where I'm like, wait a minute. I just fucked up big time. Like, dude, it is nothing. I've let attractive women walk away from me all the time, but super attractive women, I will always like. I will never ask anyone who knows me. They're like, dude, this guy will. I will find her if she's in Antarctica, bro. It's like, it's one of those things, and I'm telling you, like it's like a predatory hunter mode. It's if it's an attractive woman, it's like whatever, this whatever. But if it's a super attractive woman, where it's like from all your buddies, everyone's like, yo, she's the baddest one. That one cannot slide. That. That's like against my code. So this is I'm very very I I'm very new to making this kind of miscalculation because I'm trying to. This is like my first, yeah, it was my first day daytime. With the tennis shoes on, walking around the fucking streets daytime, doing my thing. And so I'm trying to absorb the city. I didn't, she caught me really off guard. And also, women don't daytime approach me ever because I have a scary look to me too. So it's like, oh, I don't know if I want to get close to him. So it was just one of those things. Just like she caught me off guard, whatever. And she's walking away, and I'm like, wait a minute, I've recovered from this before. Just run up, and now I can be super aggressive. Like I swear to God, I could have ran up, grabbed her fucking arm, and said, no, come back, come back. I will help you get the bus. Start making jokes, blah blah blah. Fuck the bus. Come here, take her. I have a fucking $20,000 mansion right now that I'm in. I could fucking in this place is insane. But none of it registers in my head because first of all, it's like the first 24 hours. I'm thinking of empanadas and like absorbing the culture. The bitches is something that happens, later at nighttime, right? I wasn't even thinking about it. She caught me really off guard, right? And I was work mode, with the fucking audiobook on and stuff. And I'm like, okay, all you got to do is run up. You're not going to let a supermodel, young 18, 19-year-old, whatever, she's perfect for YouTube. Like, you put her on a fucking YouTube video and she's literally perfect. Just fucking get some views. So my chat says, where the fuck are you and all that. She was like, just built for that. And she had that look like, I want an American life. Like she wouldn't mind. I could tell. She would want that camera in her face. You just got to just manipulate her a bit. Yeah. So anyways, so I'm like, oh, just go grab the bitch, right? So my instinct turns on. It's like, all right, recover. You fucked up so many, but you're known for recovering. You fuck up and you recover, and you fuck things up and recover all the time. Even if I'm dating someone, I just start arguments for no reason and recover. And this is what I'm built for. So I'm like, let's go do it. And before I take my first step, she is swallowed side to side by Indian traffic, where it's like, yes, we're in Argentina. Yes, the people are fucking cute and adorable, but for some reason, when they're driving, they're like aggressive, like Indians on the road, and it's all everyone going everywhere. And The lanes don't make sense, and she gets swallowed by traffic. I shit you not. Where her and the other people walking on the crosswalk could manage. Like she knew what to do. I took my step, and I had to stop immediately because I was gonna get hit by cars. It's like 20 fucking lanes that I had to go through. It's like that jump frog game on mini clip. I was like, what the fuck? And I'm like, no, 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 this is not, wait a minute. The crosswalk goes at a different angle. These cities have really weird designs. They don't, weird ass designs where you're going left and the left turns right and just fucking weird ass shit, right? And then it turns to a loop and then you have to jump over this and whatever. It's just weird layout designs. And there's a lot of people. So I'm like, wait, just keep your eyes on her. And I'm, holy shit, I don't see her anymore. Wait a minute. I'll just wait until the crosswalk opens again, and then I'll find her. And the crosswalk closed for 30 fucking minutes. Bro, I was sitting there with a finger in my ass. I'm like, there's no fucking way I fucked this up that hard. Because for me, meeting night women, it's never like that exciting. But meeting a woman during the day is super exciting. It's like there you can always do so much more with like a real human being than whatever a nightclub person is. Like that nightclub people are like some broken ass degenerate ass people. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like if you always go to the club and shit and you're a woman, there's something about you that's really fucking masculine, really ugly, really, like some of the prettiest girls that I knew in my city would never be at the club, but they'd be on their phone talking to everyone at the club, so they were still popular, but they weren't actually physically present there, right? They'd be at the bar next to it where there's like a restaurant and everyone meets there for like the birthday party. And then, the hottest ones would not go inside the club and they'd say, John, I can't go in that club because I they have this disgust factor of being seen in a club, right? Like some of the bombest chicks, they don't want to be pictured in a club. They have that feminine energy about them that it's like, I know I'm going to look stupid and ugly and weird if I'm seen at the club, right? Which I know a lot of you guys are like, what kind of women are those? And it's like, I'm thinking of 2016. I'm not thinking of nowadays, they're all just the club. Like, I'm thinking of 2016, the good old 560 days and all that. So, anyways, meeting a daytime woman is crucial for having a really fun time in a different country. Meeting women at night is like, yeah, all that, but the idea that I gotta trust someone back at the crib, and it's not even trust like they'll steal anything. These people don't steal here. There's a lot of lies about these people. These people are awesome, and maybe it's the white DNA. Who knows what it is? But these people are awesome. But it's also like you don't want to also entertain a stranger all the time, and it's a whole thing when it's because you got to get your buddies some girls. You got to everything has to match when you're doing nighttime game, and daytime game is like the bro. You and your two buddies go out during the daytime. You chat up some milfs and all that. It's the best shit ever. Daytime game is so much better than nighttime, and daytime game is not really a thing. It's like you guys are having fun during the day, and then people talk to you, and then that's how you meet them. But this was different. She came up to me, right? This fucking gorgeous woman came up to me and she didn't recognize me. She didn't know me for shit, which is even harder if you think about it. And I let this traffic cut me out of meeting her. And you got to remember that as she did that weird, like in the TV show Death Note, where the person's walking weird because they know Kira is about to find out and kill them and all that. It was one of those things. She was walking like traumatized, and I could tell she wanted to disappear, hide, because she got rejected by some Chad. And in my head, I'm like, wait, no, no, you're actually better than me. What the fuck am I doing? And this is the problem with this higher level of ego. It's like it can really get in your way. Like my instinct should never be fuck off, woman, just because you're attractive. It should always be, hey, you're daytime attractive and you're like these American women. You're very conscious and human. And when I say these women in Argentina, we met like 50 of them. When I say they're not, I mean this is the lowest percentage I've ever seen in my life. Like even are polite and they say ew to a threesome. You know, you make a threesome joke. My buddy made a threesome joke on his translator as he's talking to some that was trying to raise him up. And the escort didn't want nothing. Like maybe at the end of the night, maybe something, I don't know, but they were just polite and very human and not like those weird escorts you see in Miami that have like attitudes and shit, right? So that blew me away that I'm like, that's an escort? She's kind of polite. They're kind of like human compared to like a Miami, what do you call them, gold diggers, but everyone knows it's a fucking, you know. Anyways, that shocked me that I'm like, even the dark nightlife people are very human. I've never in my life experienced this, dude. Anyway, so I let that bitch walk away, and my buddies, they don't believe me when I get back and tell them. They're like, no, no, no way, bro. You're making shit up. You're blah blah blah. You're this, you're that, right? Because they don't see it like someone walking up to me during the daytime. That never happens, right? So I'm like, fuck, bro. Okay, I'll just go out on the streets and I'll find it. No, I look from the balcony. It's like there's too many people. I'll never find her again. And that shit broke my heart. I was like, wow, it's like my first daytime experience in Argentina, and I fucked that up. And I when I say I fucked that up, bro, if when you go out meeting people, women, stuff in another country, if you don't see it like a video game, if you don't play it like a sport, you'll never have fun, right? So if you go out with your buddies, and if you're not in your head, it's a video game of how fast you can pick up the hottest bitch. If it's not a video game, a sport in your head, like you're LeBron, you got to show the buddies what you got, all that, then it's not fun. You know, like there's so much cope. Like men talk about, oh, I go out for fun. It's like, no, no, pull. How about that? Okay, do what you fucking incarnated to do. You. So, anyways, I was pretty hard on myself. I was like, damn, okay, um, that that stings my ego where it's like, hold on, let me just text it. Uh, okay, no rush. Okay, perfect. I think we're going out tonight as well. But anyways, there's nothing that gut punches my ego more than when my ego gets in the way of things because I'm so used to always dominating my field where it's like, hey, my boys are like, you want to go play football? And I'm like, no, I'm not going to dominate football. How about picking up bitches? How about we do something I dominate in? Not like you, all you guys who listen to me, all of you, you do nothing. You go to the club, you waste your fucking time. You don't have systems in place. You don't have strategy. You don't have energy. You have nothing. You're fucking losers, right? You go stand there. So, anyways, that shit pissed me off because I'm like, man, what the fuck? Day game shouldn't count, right? The game starts at night, but then you get a taste of the day energy, and you're like, bro, the daytime women are more attractive than the nighttime women, and the nighttime women are fucking hot, right? Even the mids, it's like it's fun to talk to them, and all that shit. So, anyways, I tell my buddies, and then they don't believe me until we're out at the club, and the hottest fucking bit, way hotter than this young girl, like the hottest woman I've ever seen in my life. It's funny because I'm at the club. It's like the third night, and I'm at the club, and I'm just standing there, and I'm doing nothing. I'm not pulling women. I'm not, hey, you come up here. I'm doing nothing. And my buddies are pulling women and they're really effective. Especially the first night, they were killing it, right? Both of them were fucking destroying me, like destroying me. But I guess I have enough footage out there where it's like it doesn't matter. It's like Zherka's still the Kobe Bryant of this shit. So it's not like you could rub it in my face. But the first night, first 5 minutes, they got everything. Like they walked into the bar, boom, 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 and then let's leave. And I'm like, what the I've never in my life had homies that effective. And I couldn't tell. I'm like, did their game evolve? And these guys have their own style of game. It's not really like mine, right? It's not like they watch that kind of stuff from me. It's like these are my hometown buddies. And so I'm shocked. I'm like, okay, that first 5 minutes, who the fuck walks into a bar and first 5 minutes they pull and it's time to go? Like that, I was kind of pissed. I'm like, bro, let's have a drink. Let's see the fucking nightlife a bit. But the girls were so attractive looking, and I just looked at both of them. And I'm like, wow. It's like, wow. And they weren't hoes, right? They were not hoes. They're like, if we're gonna go with you guys, it's to get to know you. It's not for. And we're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, anyways, I was shocked. I'm like, holy shit, my buddies are good. I haven't hung out with these guys in a while. They're not good. Maybe they had a good night, but that was phenomenal. That was like I've never seen that in my life before. It's like two dudes walking a bar and they do 1,000 times better than me. And usually I want to adjust. I want to like let me look at the artwork on the wall. Let me see something of. I want to see these guys have been here before to Argentina, so they weren't here to look at artwork and absorb the culture. So these guys were on a different, different fucking instinctual pattern, and so that blew me away. That I'm like, okay, look at this. This is this is very interesting. I've never had an experience like that where it's like we go out for 5 minutes and it's that quick. I've had many of those as a famous guy, but I'm talking about just like on the low, like nobody knows who we are and shit like that. That's crazy. And obviously I've had many moments where I walk into a bar or club and I pull a girl in 5 minutes and I take her to the beach and I've had my rodeo, right? But I've never seen other humans do it in front. It's like two of your buddies going Super Saiyan in front of you. And it's like I thought only Zherka could go Super Saiyan. Like I've you know what I mean? And these are older guys, so I didn't expect it at all. So it's crazy, right? Anyways, so I go, sightsee, meet people, all that. And I'm like, you know what, guys, I'll come back with you. I'm not looking for anything. Let's just, whatever. It's my first night. And then my buddy's like, what? We thought this babe came up to talk to you. Why the fuck? What if that happened to you, then why the fuck didn't it happen at the club and stuff? I'm like, bro, we were there 5 minutes. Like, relax. Anyways, they're like making fun of me. They're like, there's no way this fucking babe talked to him and stuff like that. Until we go to the next club. And bro, the next club, my boys are pulling way faster than me again, and these girls are even hotter. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, they're not normie girls. Normie hot. They're super hot. And I'm like, okay, my chat would like these people. This would be a great live stream, right? That's how I know someone's hot. I'm like, okay, my chat would say, W tits or whatever. And look at my buddies, and they're like laughing. They can't stop laughing because they've seen my clips and stuff. They're like, yo, this guy's good, but we're beating him. And I'm saying nothing for like fucking 1 hour at the club. I'm talking to no one. I'm just really smiling, having a good time. I'm being my full self, right? That's my full self isn't fucking go getter and all that. That's my challenge self. That's like my competitive self. But my full self is like I like to enjoy. I like to enjoy the energy. I like to look at incarnations and see how people are developing and evolving and all that. And as I'm chilling there, they're looking at the clock, like, bro, we came here pretty late. It's got to end and all that. And some fucking supermodel, two of them, but one of them was just fucking elite supermodel bitch who talks to no one in the club. And remember, no girls talking to me. It's like been an hour. I'm just having fun. I'm just listening to music. I'm having my Zherka moment, right? I'm like, okay, so this is what these Argentinians are doing. I gotta figure these people out. And the supermodel that comes up to me, she taps me on the arm with broken English, and I could tell that she's trying to flirt, but they don't flirt like American women, so it's like kind of cute and very wholesome and innocent. And I look at her and I'm like, well, I'll be damned. You have to be within the top three women I've ever seen in my life, like easily top three. I can't even. The other two would be girlfriends I've had, right? Like something that I'd stay with long term. So I'm like, and when I looked at her, I'm like, I just start smiling because in my head I'm thinking, wait a minute, what is this chit chat? I gotta pull out Google Translator, talk to this bitch. Like that's kind of why it's like less social energy. Is like you have to pull out a translator to even talk to these people. So I just grab her arm and fully go American aggressive, yank her up like some caveman, like call the fucking cops type shit in front of her friend, right? As in, like, we don't have time for this shit, bro. And then she looks at me crazy, like, oh, he pulled me up into his section. And then I pull up her friend and I pull them up quick. And my two buddies are looking at me with their two girls, and they're looking at me with the most puzzled face, like they couldn't believe a fucking two fucking babes, but one of them supermodel, are getting pulled after these girls. Everyone was staring at them all night. They walked around the whole club. They talked to no one, and they just came for me. And my buddies are looking at me like, how the fuck did he do that? Like he was just standing there like Piccolo with his arms crossed, listening to the music for an hour. How the fuck did he do that? And I'm looking at them like, there is no fucking way. Argentinas, these girls have to be in our section for the alcohol. You know how girls in America, they get embarrassed that they're gonna get you, so they have to drink your alcohol. Like just like they do that. I'm thinking these girls also want something because I'm used to being approached, but it's always like they always got to bring something to balance out the fact that they feel like hoes. But bro, these girls don't drink. I'm talking about we didn't meet one of the hottest girls we met at a bar. She was walking around with a water bottle. It was actually very weird, and she put it up to my face like, "Hey, it's not vodka." And I'm like, I smelled it. I'm like, "What the hell? It's just water." And we keep meeting hyper sober. You can see in their face. You can see everyone in the fucking club or bar. Maybe I don't want to be rude, but I think it's because they're poor or something. But they're very even at the Lollapalooza today. They're very sober people. So it's like extremely wholesome people. It feels like when you meet one girl, you're gonna meet her sister immediately at the bar as well. It's a very like I can't explain to you. Don't yeah, you could come here to because they're hot, but you don't want to fuck them because you kind of want to know more about them, right? Like you know how long it's been since I've seen women who read books in the flesh, you know, and people are like, well, it's because you're around OnlyFans girls. No, you go to the club, you go meet anyone at the bar. The bitches don't read. Like American women don't read. What are you talking about? It's not just OnlyFans women. And these bitches here are not gold diggers. They don't want you for your drinks or any of that. They don't give a fuck about fame. They don't, none of that. They're looking for partnership, like a deep gay partnership. And I'm when I mean by the word partnership, I mean she wants to go ice cream dates with you, bro. Like everything passport bros want is Argentina. The safety aspect. The men are not a problem. They are not competitive for the women. There are women all they're all yours. And it's kind of like confusing too, because it's like, how do I fuck you if you're this wholesome? You know, how can I zerk off inside of you if you're this wholesome of a woman? The hottest girl we met was the most wholesome. And I get her info and stuff like that. I get her friends' info and stuff like that. And as I'm talking to them, I'm like, this is the first time in my life I'm thinking about a long-term relationship because this isn't the type of girl you just fucking grab and fuck. What the hell? That would be crazy. That would be a horrible story to tell her father, right? Anyways, that really, really fucked with my mind where I'm like, wow, I've really just had American women for the last 10 years. I've been starved and deprived of a normal interaction. I had no idea normal women exist. Like where the highest level hoe in Argentina is considered a non-hoe in the US. You know what I mean by that? The the women here don't drink alcohol and everyone freaks out and goes, well then that means you can. No, dude, you can still there's still humans that get horny, but it's a more human experience, a more romantic. You're gonna have a seriously romantic date with her. It's gonna you're not even gonna try, and it just the whole thing is romantic. Even talking to the little old man that gives you the ice cream and stuff like that. And if you're a Zherka type, immediately you get extremely turned off because anytime it's romantic and long term, that shit sucks. Because it's like, dude, I'm not trying to live with no fucking woman. These bitches are going 1,000 miles per hour. There's like, bro, we have to do a romantic session. This is not in the US. In the US, everyone uses each other like a cum rag. What the hell is this? But yeah, that shocked me. I'm like, how can I'll just say it, bro? How can it be wholesome? How can you're the hardest bitch in the club? You look fucking half naked and perfect looking, and they look like Germanic Aryans with their some of them got yellow eyes, some of them green eyes, some of them blue eyes, some of them and fair skin, and some of them tan, and some of them darker. And you can it's like you can pick, but they all have that same nice to meet you energy. And I seeing white women because a lot of people are like, well, you've had a bunch of white women that were submissive around you. It's like, yeah, but it always came with stupid, really stupid arguments. Like these women in Argentina don't argue, right? And I've always shat on passport bros because my heart will be in the U.S. always, with American women always till the day I die. That's just who I am. But I'll be damned if I don't tell the world about Argentina. It's like, how many times a year am I going to go to Argentina? I think 4 times a year. I think I'm going to make this a home base because there's something so fucking awesome about you're walking home from the club or the bar or whatever. And if you walk a couple blocks, the streets are dead quiet. Like it's a dead ghost town city that has a few little spots, very small spots. Like when I say small, I mean like there's like one or two places open at night that you can go to that's a bar or club. It's like very hard to party in the city, which sounds horrible. It sounds horrible on paper, but if you're a Chad, it's really good, right? It's like really good. And I was talking to a buddy, and he said you can't overhype Argentina like this because the hottest bitch in the club just went up to you and wanted you to pick her up. So that's a Zerka experience. That's not an Argentina experience. I'm like, okay, that's fair. If you're a normie, low tier normie, whatever the fuck, obviously this place is gonna suck for you. But if you do good in certain places in the world, if you're cleaning up with women, if you have that thing about you, I think Argentina is a 10 out of 10. I'll never give a place a 10 out of 10, but I'll say this, man. It's fun being bored here. Even the moments when you're bored during the daytime, it's fun. The weather is fucking perfect, right? When you need it to be cold, for some reason, the map just changes and it gets a little chilly. When you need it to be warm, it's awesome. But there's one drawback that is going to make all Argentinians listening to me hate me for life. There's one thing about Argentina that I've never experienced anywhere else on earth, and it's the food. Holy shit, does the food fucking suck here. I I've never felt more sorry because I have an inner fat ass in me too. I can get fat as fuck if I want to. I've never felt more sorry for a group of people where every single expensive restaurant tastes like shit. Like absolute worse than Denny's shit. Anything you order, steak, skirt steak, whatever the fuck, McDonald's and even the fast foods and everything you eat in Argentina. And that's probably why the people are so skinny. It tastes like shit. Like every food you buy here, it's like, that's not what a steak is supposed to taste like. That's not what a burger is supposed to taste like. That's it. And it's like, yeah, you don't feel heavy or bloated. You feel like lean here, I guess. That's a great thing. That's an awesome thing. But just a country known for having not shit food, but like weak tasting food. I'm not saying the food tastes bad. I'm saying it tastes like shit, like absolute I'm paying the highest price at all these restaurants, and it tastes like shit. And I'm always, I always pretend like I like my food to the fucking waiter. This time I couldn't even pretend. I was like, my nigga, what the fuck did you do to this plate? And we couldn't even eat the food. And the waiter hated us because we were just laughing so hard, saying in English, the food tastes like shit nonstop. Like us three were the most rude we've ever been in our whole lives. It's just looking at the high price for what they brought to and it looked beautiful. Like the food looks good until you bite it and you're like, that's not steak. What the fuck am I chewing? And then I'm like, okay, let's try the fries. And they don't even know how to do fries. Like, put some salt on the motherfucking potato, man. And I'll try the salad and what the fuck? That's disgusting. What that's not how you make a salad. And they don't even have their own food. Like, what the fuck is Argentinian food? Like, that's when I was like, oh shit. These people are confused people. Like, imagine being a land that doesn't have. You can find the best food on earth in India, China, anywhere you go, you can find the best food on earth. Every country is known for some kind of good food except Argentina, and that blew me away. That I'm like, why the fuck? Why the fuck can't these people cook? Like for me, that's a big problem. Like if I want to live out here for 2 months, write my book, you know, I want to have 10 girlfriends and stay out here. If I'm gonna do that, the food got to be good because man, there's nothing more depressing than being in a place that has bad food. And I guess I'm just spoiled. The places I've been to is like always the best food ever. And I'm not used to that going to a big country and the food sucking. I'm just really not used to that. And so I want you guys to send me all the recommendations and tell me where the fuck to go. And I know you guys saying I've been here way too long, but I got to extend it some more. Brazil in a bit, but I got to extend it some more because Argentina, there's something about touching an Argentinian, right? And it's like silk. It feels like silk, and it's like perfect skin, and there's this feeling of her body count is a lot lower than I mean, like you can see less trauma in her face. American women, the gorgeous ones, have that trauma look in their eyes. Like I've been like guys, I don't, I'm ashamed to admit, kind of guys, and it's like that trauma look is not in the hottest girl at the club in Argentina. It's not in her face, bro. Anyway, so I pull this girl and I'm looking at her. I'm like, I get really annoyed with this fucking Google Translator. It makes things funny and it's good game, I guess, but I get really annoyed with that shit. And I just remember looking at this girl. And I'm like, yo, I think I'm gonna this girl in the middle. I'm not a PDA guy, but I'm gonna on the dance floor in front of the world. Like I'm gonna be, come watch me naked on the dance floor. I wanted to pee because I had a few drinks in me, so I had to pee. I wanted to pee at the same time. I wanted all my fluids to release. And you guys know me. I'm always surrounded by women. I never give a fuck about them. This is like the first time I had like people say, "Yo, you've been to 100 countries. Where was the hottest girl you ever pulled from?" Well, it's crazy to say this, but it's from the land that absorbed when he escaped the World War II. It's Argentina. I never in my life thought I knew I'm gonna have beautiful women in Argentina, but I didn't know that they would convince me to stay here for a couple months. I think I'm gonna stay here for a couple months. I don't even want to go anywhere else. And I can't overhype this to you guys because you guys are gonna fly out here. You're gonna notice some of the streets are a little too quiet and there's not too many places to club, very few places to club, right? There's like 2 or 3 spots, and if those are not open, then you pretty much fucked. So some nights you have to just call it. But man, are they good looking? Like these bitches are, bro. These are, I I haven't seen good looking German girls. That's like rare. Like when's the last time we saw a good looking German girl? It's like rare. They're all over here. I guarantee you, bro. These women, you look in their fucking eyeballs and you see a lot of German DNA. Like these Argentinians are. German Latinas. Like, you know, those memes they post on Twitter, like, oh, this is an ethnic German Latina, blah, blah, blah. And it's an AI bitch. Yeah, bro, the real women here look like they're AI. I'm talking about the only way you can find a hotter bitch than the girls you meet at the club are the girls you meet during the day. And I'm just saying, bro, some of these bitches are like fucking 18, 19. Like, I'm not trying to meet these kind of people right now, but holy fucking shit. It's mind blowing how many teenagers there are in this country. Like, I don't want to talk too much about Lollapalooza because that shit fucking sucked. Though when I saw 8 year olds with their dads in a festival, I'm like, bro, this is nothing like EDC or an American festival. Like, what the fuck? I've been to all ager events when I was like 21. I thought they stopped doing that shit, but when I'm looking at 8 year olds in it was like, are we taking our shirts off or no, we're not doing that. Where there's fucking 8 year olds here. And there was even some 6 month year olds. I swear to God, I'm not joking. There's 6 month year old children in little carriages inside the festival. It's like this is the weirdest fest. I had so much fun, but I don't know how, because it was like it was from the laughing, really. It was like a lot. We made a lot of jokes. And I just remember thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, this is not a music festival that like every fucking woman from the club to the bar to Lollapalooza that is of age was sober. They don't even have a bit of alcohol. They walk straight. They don't stumble. None of them on drugs. None of them on Adderall, which ruined a lot of the Miami girls. You ever see a Miami girl? She's hot, and then in a year she looks like fucking shit because she takes Adderall. They don't do that. None of that here. And zero cocaine. Like I'm talking about zero drugs in this place. I'm sure I can find them in a second, but I'm saying you won't want to do drugs if you're in Argentina because no one is doing them. You know, it's one of those things. And, you know, I always said like a sober woman's a boring woman, but man, what an incredible lie that was. Like I was lying to myself, bro. Sober woman is fine, bro. And you got to remember, I'm having fun because they don't speak English. You know, I hate talking to women. So this is a really fun experience for me. That the fact that I could just hang around them, chill with them all day, and then when I want to talk to them, I'll just Google Translate something, and we both laugh. It's like awesome for if you don't like spending time with women, like talking to them. It's fucking amazing. I can't imagine anything better than having a woman that doesn't speak English inside your house, you know, doing shit for you. And are they feminists? Yeah, yeah, they are, but they're feminists in a strange way where it's like it's not a turnoff. It's like, yeah, we get you bitches are libtards, but it's not a turnoff. It's nothing like what you're thinking of an American feminist. Those, anyways. Is Argentina? Am I promoting Argentina to Passport Bros? No, I think Passport Bros are gonna have trouble. They're gonna have fun, but they're gonna say, "Oh, this cost me a bunch of money. I had to stay here for a month to get well allocated and blah blah blah." And it's like I didn't have the first night or second night experience like Zherka. And it's not like, yeah, you're not gonna have a Zherka experience. I'm saying if you're good, if you're a good player, if you do you or not, bro. Okay, I'm not trying to be crude, right? Every man on earth has a player phase, and then they get ashamed of it. You're only ashamed of it because you are a failure. Okay, you were a failure during your player phase. That's why you hate players. Okay, every man should have a player phase. That's fucking normal. You're not gonna taste women on earth. Like what the fuck were you put on earth to not taste beautiful women? Like, is there any part of your life hold on, let me get this straight. You're going to pay 40 to 50% of your hard-earned money to taxes? You're going to give half your money you work hard for to taxes for your whole incarnation, and you're not going to pull women inside of not their assholes, You guys are disgusting. I have a disgust factor with you guys, okay? Don't go in someone. But even they're good. Even the Argentine, look, we're getting distracted here. Listen, man, here's what I'm trying to say. These women are fit. Like they don't work out, but they are jacked. They have quads, they have glutes, they have hamstrings, you know? You ever meet an attractive woman that doesn't have quads or hamstrings, and she's like, "I every guy in the city's trying to fuck me except Zherka. Why is Zherka not trying to fuck me?" And it's like, I sketch male anatomy and female anatomy. Even when I'm talking to people, I'm sketching in my head. I'm always drawing lines. If you don't have quads or hamstrings as a woman, you are 0% attractive. I don't give a fuck. Do you know how many supermodels I've deducted because they're missing shape? And it's like Argentinian women have more muscle to their frame. I'm not saying they're muscular. I'm saying they have a tone to them, right? A shapely tone. Because anytime you hear, oh, this is a toned woman, it's always a bitch who's unattractive. So I'm saying a tone that has shape to it, not just toned for the sake of being lean that looks stupid. Every woman who is just lean looks stupid. Okay. I've never even met a lean woman that's attractive. You must be lean with shape. Shape takes time to build in the gym, right? And really the best shape is not even built in the gym, it's from the bones. You know, you're either born with that, don't go do surgeries, bro. You're either born with that or you're not, right? So what makes a woman super attractive, instinctually attractive, will always be bones first. Muscles come second. Muscles support the bones type shit. And a lot of people don't realize that a coating of fat over that is what makes a perfect body, right? A coating of fat over muscle and just good, correct bones, just there's some women just have correct bones, and if you sketch, if you draw, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's trouble. It's like tricky to draw a woman. The female anatomy is tricky, but most women don't like go, bro. Just go out in public and look at women, bro. 90% of the incarnations, they're just absolute failures. And in my head, I'm thinking to myself, like, dude, you guys don't even work. Like, you guys aren't doing shit all day. Like, talk to American women, they don't do shit all day. How the fuck are you not jacked if you don't do shit all day? Are you running a Fortune 500 company? Like, you should have a good shape to you, right? Also, it's like if you're gonna incarnate as a woman and you don't want to be sexy, how boring is that incarnation? Like, you know, women have so much potential to have aura when they walk in a room. They walk in, you go, oh shit, I want to procreate with her, right? She's forcing me into that thought process of I want to procreate with her. I want to bend her over and hope to God I don't fall in love, right? Because I think that's when you'll fall in love, is when you're an Argentinian woman and the only thing you can think of is, I think she's actually more attractive than me, and I'm the narcissist. I've been to 100 countries, and remember, people say, "How come it took you this long to go to Argentina?" Because I said the Argentinians are not attractive, right? I said I've never met an Argentinian that's attractive, and people are like, "You haven't been there." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sure I'll meet them on the road somewhere. I don't have to go there. Like I meet people from." I've never met an Argentinian person. I don't know anything about them. The only thing I know is I really, really, I'm not trying to be rude or trying to be a comedian. I'm just trying to give the full passport bro experience analysis. I really, really have always wanted Messi's wife. Obviously, when they're not together, not on some demonic shit, but because I get, like he's a good football star and stuff, like respect. He was my neighbor, when I was in Miami, and so he's a cool guy. But I've always just wanted, just Google that bitch. What's that bitch's name? Like from all the, fuck Georgina and Ronaldo's wife and all that, bro. From all the wives on earth, the one I want to start, the one more than any other option. And a lot of people always DM me. They're like, well, "She's overrated. You have bad taste, man. Fuck you, fuck you. I don't have bad taste, right? Plus, he met her, bro. They met when they were young. You know, she's pure. Google. Let me Google this bitch. I'm gonna do a review. Messi's wife. Okay, let's see her name. Antonella. Yeah, something about this Messi, this fucking trashed out girl. Like she is just the in my head, she's hot because she met him when they were young. Like they are each other's first love. Doesn't that make her awesome? Right? Isn't that a true love story? Shouldn't we reward that behavior with but yeah, I saw her recently in a clip. She looks kind of funky on the photos, but I saw her in a video. I think she's like at a tennis court or something. And she has that stupid I don't speak the language type look, which is kind of hot. Like there's nothing hotter than a bitch looking at you like I don't speak English and you don't speak the master race. You're first of all, man, I'll say it like this, man. Anytime you go to one of these countries, you feel like you're conquering them and they're your slave. That's why it's so fucking hard. And I'm telling you right now, the racism aspect of because you got to remember the white Latinas that are here look down secretly. They look down on the darker skins, right? But the American looks down on her. She's the fucking peasant to the American. So it's so fucking hard. It's like, yo, oh, you're done being racist? My turn. And it's so it's just like she gets her karma through the American gets. You know what I mean? The conquer. And if you're Argentinian and listening to this, I'm not trying to be rude because if you went to Albania and yeah, that is the hottest women on earth will always be Albanian women, right? And we'll do the trip again. Don't worry, right? Stop forcing me. I like it here right now. I like Argentina. I'm not trying to be rude talking about Argentinian women like this because you guys could go, you know, meet Albanian women and say the same stuff, right? So just always remember that just trying to give an honest review here because I've always loved Mexican people. I've always loved Colombian people. I I love Argentina. Men, women, children, they're all so sweet, but especially the women, dude. The women are so fucking good looking with low to no makeup. And even I like looking at people's moms on the streets like MILFs, right? I like looking at MILFs and I don't know anything about that. Like I avoid that, right? I've always had younger women around me because I want to talk about anime. I don't want to talk about stupid old people shit. Even if I'm 6 years old, I still want to talk about Goku. I don't want to, you know, like for our date, we were supposed to go somewhere and I started drawing Goku and she liked my drawing and we were drawing for like an hour, right? It was nice. It was cute. So I like doing weird shit like that that's childish if I'm going out to have fun. If I'm in play mode, I want to be in play mode 100%. I'm not trying to talk about what do older women talk about and shit like that. So I've always avoided MILFs. And I still avoid them here, but I like looking at MILFs. I really like looking at MILFs here. Not that I'm like having perverted thoughts, but I love looking at a healthy person and just being like, there is a way we can salvage the US. If you get enough Americans to travel to Argentina, you will realize that the GMOs and whatever the fuck they're putting in the American food is fucking with the beauty of the American woman. It's just fucking damaging the average. It's doing something. And then also the calories, they're eating way too much. Like there's no such thing as fat people in Argentina. And you don't realize how much you enjoy that until you're here, you know? But anytime I see obese people, I don't shit talk them. I don't even think, you know, I just go, wow, that's a big person, right? But now that I'm here, I get really pissed that Costco is filled with obese people. I'm like, dude, that's not how you should finish the incarnation. You're gonna die like that. What the fuck are you doing? And so yeah, just seeing healthy people, and when I say healthy, I mean these people are fucking poor, man. Like you could just see these niggas don't make money, and there's not one nice car on the road, and I'm in the middle of downtown, and right? These people don't make money, and even the roads have weird bumps and holes that I have three cars right now. I'm thinking of I'm bringing one of them down here. It's too low. It's too low. It wouldn't. It wouldn't make sense. I would just scratch the fuck out of it. It's like it's that kind of. I'll just say it like this, man. Argentinian people are the most polite, least corrupt people I've ever met in my life. But on the other hand, the fact that they're poor means there's corruption. Like, make no mistake about that. Someone in higher up I don't know nothing about this, but I don't even know what it's called. Where am I right now? It's called Buenos something. Buenos this. Where the fuck am I? I don't know anything about this place. And remember, I never research about a place before I go. So I try and get the full experience. I don't research which DJ is gonna play at Lollapalooza. I don't do none of that. I just want to be, pleasantly surprised. Unfortunately, it was Tyler, the creator, the worst fucking artist I've ever seen live. And it's like when he put all the energy and he has talent. We know he has talent. He brought Yonkers and he had that kind of new sound, and then he just took a detour and started making like this kind of fuck music, some kind of like weird ass music. He had a couple good songs. I know he had one with the game and shit, like he has talent, but he just when rappers start calling themselves artists and they start changing, you're not an artist, bro. Stick to the rap, okay? Like, go fucking cook up some beat people shit, bro. But shut up and dribble. Do your incarnation shit, okay? It's like, bro, I was a 5 year, 7 nights a week nightclub bouncer, okay? That's an Albanian stereotype. Albanians are bouncers. That's a stereotype that I embrace. You should embrace making rap music. That Tyler the Creator fucking sucks.